Hey everyone, Scottish Warrior 82 here, and welcome to another WION review, which stands for Worth It or Not. And I'm going to be answering the simple question: is Dragon Age: The Silent Grove worth it or not? This is a graphic novel for those that can't tell, which would probably be blind people and probably people who are completely not idiots, but may as well be precise. But this is a graphic novel based on one of my personal favourite games of all time, Dragon Age Origins, and one of my okay games of all time, Dragon Age 2, set in the Dragon Age universe, starring 3 of the characters from both games. Well, they are in all 3 games too, but one... Okay, long story short, if you don't know, Alistair was a party member in Dragon Age Origins, the other 2, Varric and Isabella, were party members in Dragon Age 2. So I don't confuse myself. And these are actually 3 of people's personal favourite characters, and I'll have to admit they are 3 of my favourites as well. Now this is set after the events of Dragon Age 2, if you can't tell. So I will be trying to do this as fair and honestly as I can. Of course, even though I am a bit biased, even because I basically adore the Dragon Age series. I'm just going to give you a quick recap of the spoiler-free story, which I will not spoil anything for everyone, but I will say this in advance. If you have not played Dragon Age 2 or haven't read any of the Dragon Age novels, I got them over here, Dragon Age: The Stolen Throne, Calling, and Asunder, this does contain minor spoilers and 1 or 2 major spoilers for Asunder, I do believe, if memory serves me. I did have to have a quick glimpse through this one more time a few minutes before starting the review. But if you have any intention of reading the Dragon Age novels, I would recommend you read them first before you read this. Or look at it, depending on your preference, because the art's fantastic. But let me just, of course, tell you the stats. Dragon Age: The Silent Grove was written by tongue-tied here. The story is by David Gaider, who is the lead writer of Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, and in personal opinion is one of my favourite writers of all time, because he is fantastic at what he does. The script is by Alexander Freed. It's F-R-E-E-D, I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. The art is by Chad Hardin, and the colours by Michael Ethiya, E-T-I-Y-E-H. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, because your colours are fantastic. So let's start the review properly now, because I probably rambled on for like how long? 2 minutes? Not made a bit of sense, but fuck it, let's go. So firstly, let's recap the story, because the story is the main part of this. I will also compliment on the art as well. But the story follows 3 characters: King Alistair Ferelden, Varric Tethra, and Isabella, whose name who actually, Isabella isn't her real name, but that's kind of spoilers for the next Dragon Age graphic novel that I'm reading at the moment, but I won't digress. But these 3 characters are some of the favourites in the Dragon Age series. They are 3 of my favourites as well. And here's the recap of the story. King Alistair, after the events of Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, has decided to go and locate someone. I don't want to say who he's trying to locate, because it is a major spoiler for the story and one of the twists in it, so I can't really say too much on that. But he hires Isabella and Varric, who are, well, basically he hires Isabella's crew, and Varric just happens to be there. Because it's Varric, why the fuck not? But he's hired both of them to help him get into Antiva and locate some records to the location of a prison. Basically the Crow prison, which, for those who don't know, the Antivan Crows are basically a guild of assassins, and you don't fuck with them. For those who don't know, but if you know Dragon Age lore like me, that's second knowledge. Anyway, but for those that don't know, that's what it is. So this isn't an easy task by us, but it's not like Alistair, Varric, and Isabella haven't been up to impossible tasks before, as events of Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2 show. But that's all I can really say on the story, because everything else after that is a major spoiler, and I do not want to spoil it for anyone who has any intention of picking this up. So that's about all I can say about the story, but that's the story in a nutshell. They do go to a place known as the Silent Grove, but I can't describe that place because it's a spoiler, and also a character appears in there which made my jaw drop and go, huh? And yeah, if you've read this, you kind of guess that. He runs into another Witch of the Wilds, and I'm not going to say anything else beyond that. But this story, in the story, we also find out a lot about Isabella, Varric, but mostly we're finding out about Alistair and how he feels about being the son of King Merrick, who is basically the, well, you can really call him the William Wallace of the Dragon Age universe, because if you've read The Stolen Throne, this is minor spoilers, he is the King of Ferelden who basically, with the aid of many, many people, was the lead of a rebellion to take back Ferelden from the Orlesians, who are a bunch of French snobs. Sorry, Orlesian snobs. The French, deal with it. And basically Merrick is considered a legend in Ferelden for his impossible feats, and of course people compare him to Alistair, because Alistair is his son. Spoilers, if you didn't guess that. And yeah, there's a bit, you learn a lot about how he feels about that and how also certain other people feel about that in the story, which is really well done. It's always nice to divulge into Alistair's character, because he's always been this character that puts up this humorous facade. He always cracks jokes, he always makes fun, he always puts up this humorous facade, and then, but slowly but surely through the events of Dragon Age Origins, you break through that facade and learn a lot more about him. But in this graphic novel, you do learn a lot more about his character. This is a Alistair-centric story. We do learn a lot about his past, how he feels about it, and also how he copes with it, which is really well done. I like that. The structure of the story is done well, and the way they talk, and also if you're a fan of the party banter in Dragon Age, the party banter style is definitely in here. That is definitely a stroke of genius by David Gaider, and also, sorry, it took me ages to learn David Gaider's name, give me a break, and Alexander Fred. I'm sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. But both of them done a really good job in capturing the party banter from Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2, which in my opinion is one of the best things about Dragon Age, which is always also present in the Dragon Age novels as well, which I have reviewed if you want to go and check them out. But that's what I think David Gaider does well. He actually structures it into party banter ways so that you get a cool wee party banter between Isabella, Varric and Alistair, and it always gives me a good chuckle when I'm reading it. Especially from Isabella, who is a really great character. Sorry, my throat might be there. So that's about all I can say on the story. Now let's get to the artwork, which is the other half of a graphic novel. The artwork is, in my opinion, it suits the Dragon Age universe excellently. The artwork is very well done. This actually looks like concept art for a game. Like this looked like this. I don't know, for me personally, the cover especially is really well done. I love the look of the cover, and by the way, there's a dragon in it, if you can't tell, spoiler. But the way that, I'll try and get a good example of it that isn't too spoilerish. That's the best I can do. The artwork, for me, looks very much concept art for Dragon Age Origins, which, and Dragon Age 2, of course, which I gotta give major props to Chad and Michael. They were concept artists on Dragon Age Origins, Dragon Age 2. I don't know 100% for certain, or they had a shit ton of source material, because the artwork in this very, very much resembles a lot of the concept art I've seen from Dragon Age Origins 2, and of course some leaked concept art for Dragon Age 3. So for me personally, this actually is really good art in my opinion, because it suits the Dragon Age universe, which is perfect in my opinion. The artwork is really well done, the colours are excellent, the shading is fine. I'm judging this like I'm a fucking art critic, but I'm not, because art is my worst subject, but that's beside the point. But the artwork suits the Dragon Age universe. When you're doing a Dragon Age novel, you don't need to worry about too much about the art. Like David Gaider does a fantastic job with words, but the artists in this done a fantastic job in capturing the Dragon Age universe and their own style as well. Like, it looks a lot like Dragon Age concept art, and it does suit Dragon Age, but also the artists add their own little twist to it with wee bits here and there, which is exceptionally done, and I gotta give them major props to that, to Chad and... Sorry, I am horrible with names. Chad and Michael for doing a fantastic job with the artwork, because they must, if they are concept artists on there, well done. If you're not concept artists and you're fans of the games, well done to you, because you've done a fantastic job in capturing Dragon Age, in my opinion. Really well done, really gorgeous art in some instances. Like, one of my favourite images in this I cannot show you because it is actually spoiler material. But I will say this, when it gets to certain parts in there, the artwork is still fantastic. And when you get to the big splash pages, they are fine. There aren't that many splash pages, but there are one or two which are fine. Okay, I can actually show you some artwork. One of my favourite things about this though is this artwork. Okay, see it? Yeah. Basically it's like a memorial, like a mural, which is really well done. The art is fantastic in this, and I definitely give major props to the arts, to Chad and... Is it Chad? I fucked this up right now. To Chad and Michael, or is it Michelle? Michael's A-E-L, isn't it? Michelle's E-A-L. I'm horrible with names, give me a break. But yeah, definitely major props to them, and definitely a brilliantly done bit of art on this. It's also present in the next series of Dragon Age graphic novels, which I've got issue 1 and 2 of them. I'm still waiting to get issue 3, which is Those Who Speak, which is the sequel to this actually, because this actually does end on a bit of a cliffhanger. So that's one thing about the story that was kind of well done. So it ends a little bit on a cliffhanger. But in my opinion, this is a fantastic read. Now, here's the simple question: is this worth it or not? Now, I paid £11 for this. Was this worth £11 for me? If I'm going to be honest, yes, because I'm a Dragon Age fan and I know the Dragon Age universe pretty damn well. I love reading the Codex entries. I've read all the novels. I can happily say that I enjoyed this and I got my money's worth out of this. And if you're a Dragon Age fan, if you've ever read any of the Dragon Age novels, or you're interested in more information about the universe about Dragon Age, you definitely have to read this, in my opinion. It's definitely going to be worth every single penny that you pay for if you're a Dragon Age fan. If you're not a Dragon Age fan and you've never even heard of Dragon Age, or it never suited you, then probably you're not going to like this story. But in my opinion, this stands on its own very well. You don't need to play any of the games to understand the story, because the exposition does it for you. There is exposition towards the start that gives you all the characters' bios, basically. Which is done well enough that it doesn't feel like it's forced in your throat. It's actually done through the eyes of Alistair, which is really well done. So I think that's all I can say on it, is that if you're a Dragon Age fan, this is definitely a must pick up, because you'll love it. It is definitely well done. It may have mixed feelings for some people, but I personally think I got my money's worth out of it. In fact, let's see, it's also got the prices on here for the US. It's $14.99 US dollars and $16.99 Canadian dollars. From darkhorse.com. I got this at my local Forbidden Planet. But yeah, definitely if you're a Dragon Age fan, this is a must read, and brilliant job to David Gaider. I'm going to have to read off the thing because I'm horrible with names. Great, well done job to David Gaider, to Alexander Freed, to Chad Hardin, to Michael Athia, or is it Michelle? I'm horrible with names, sorry. Michael Heisler, and the front cover art, Anthony Palamabo. And title page illustrations by Ramil Sunga and Nick Thornborough. I am so sorry if I butchered names there, please forgive me. But definitely, if you're a Dragon Age fan, this is a must read, must pick up. I got my money's worth out of it, I think, begging my pardon, that it's worth every penny that I paid for it. And definitely, if you're a Dragon Age fan, it's a must read. If you're not a Dragon Age fan, if you're not a Dragon Age fan, but you're a fan of fantasy and sword and sorcery, I would definitely say this is also worth a pick up, because it does stand on its own. You don't need to play any of the games or read any of the novels to understand the story in this. So if you're a fan of fantasy, definitely a good thing that you might want to consider picking up. But if you don't like fantasy, you're probably not watching this review, but don't pick it up because you probably won't like it. But if you're even moderately interested in the Dragon Age universe, please pick this up, because in my opinion it is worth every penny that I paid for it, and I don't regret buying it. So that's about it for the review. I hope you've enjoyed this. So thank you for watching, and hopefully I've enlightened you, and I've kept this as spoiler free as I possibly can. So as always, I'm Scottish Warrior 92, and congratulations to Dragon Age: The Silent Grove for being worth it. It gets my seal of approval, and it's worth every penny. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you all later. Ciao for now.